This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. It's a freaking Friday. Now, as you guys know, I usually do the party lights on a Friday, but it's not been a party in the USA as of late here in 2021. How are we suffering tonight, you say? Well, a South African woman gave birth to 10, count them 10 children. I would call that suffering. Remember when we did the billboard last night, the Morgan Wallen that went up in Nashville? Apparently the company that owns the rights to the fucking mullet GIF or clip art that they used, that's a very good question. We're going to find that out. Normal or a cesarean? I would assume cesarean. I saw the picture of her as she was pregnant. I do not have answers to that question right away. Hopefully we'll get that in the story. We got a girl that got up, but school board meetings tend to be the hot thing right now. We've got a girl that got up in front of a school board to slam her school's transgender policy just in time for Pride Month. We're going to hear from a father who's speaking out about his daughter's rapist receiving no jail time. Cops in Tennessee are bragging about using a PIT maneuver just a day or two after we found out about the cops in Arkansas flipping a pregnant woman's car. I'm still pissed off over that. Oh, we're going to hear about Nancy Pelosi's position on Representative Ilhan Omar. The more I thought about it, the more I heard from other commentators after I got off the show last night, the more pissed off I got about the situation. My take was that Fox was blowing it completely out of proportion. Now, that may be true, but the Democrats are not backing Omar, which is bullshit. Oh, we're going to talk about Senator Ron Johnson. You know that's going to be fun. And perhaps before the end of this evening, we might get an appearance from Sparkles Lavendar. I have a feeling she's going to walk through that door, and she just did it right now. I was expecting it much later on in the show, but apparently she's going to be joining us for the whole thing. I just started streaming. She's going to attempt to talk me into going to dinner. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have to get on the microphone in order to talk me into going to dinner. Yeah, fuck third way Dems and neo-libs. They're moderate nonsense. We're going to hear from Nancy Pelosi in her position. Perhaps she's doing the right thing. Well, I've gotten in the habit of eating lunch or whatever in time so I'm not hungry during the show. Yes, please come on over and have a seat. I'm excited to test out my setup here. We've got a bong in the way. So you should be live, ready to go.
Hear me?
Talk into the mic, please.
You can hear me?
Yes. I'm going to fix that echo, though. That's easy to do. I promise. All right, now talk into the mic.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you. You're sounding snazzy.
Snazzy.
Yes. You've got to get directly into the mic.
Jesus Christ.
I even put some gain on your mic, so I'd be able to bump you up. All right, please.
You
talk.
didn't, actually. I don't smell any gain.
Not the laundry detergent, no. Anyway, welcome, Sparkles Lavendar.
0 gain.
Will you tell us what's on your shirt?
Oh. It's my Barbie dream house.
And what does it say?
Come back with a warrant.
Let me point it at you. There. Now we should be good.
Hello.
Hello. Where are we going for dinner tonight?
I want to go back to CERN and have the pink dragon.
Yes, we had pink dragon sushi last week. I thought it was quite good, but I thought you thought it was a little spicy.
I was very full.
Okay, can we go through the news real fast?
You want to?
I do. It's what I do. Well, would you like to hit this?
I brought my own accoutrement. I just need fire.
Give
me fire, man cub.
You want to smoke a joint? Okay, so Sparkles is not even... She doesn't even know what we do on this show, because the only time she's been on my show has been when
Also,
producer Dave was in charge.
There's a thing down here, so my knees can't go in. See what I'm saying?
You know, I didn't even think about that. I need to take that. It's like a little grill plate, but it's also holding the desk together.
I don't know what's holding this chair together either.
I thought about that. Those chairs aren't very well made.
Need some carpenter's glue. We can go to Michael's.
Please, let's go to Michael's. That's what I wanted to do last week. That's where I got my sunglasses that I had scratched, and I want new sunglasses.
I also want to go to Baskin Robbins.
You just want to have a repeat, like, it's going to be Groundhog's Day of last week.
I'm not getting a milkshake this time. It's different.
So, yeah, we went to it was a Thai place, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to the Baskin Robbins. It was not far from the Thai place.
I let my son roll these, so they're probably fucked.
Well, so I had told Jesse, like, I thought we were going to go to the bistro this weekend. Now that I am fully vaccinated.
They need to give me something to want to go eat. Like, they still have a limited menu, and I want the sushi. Sorry.
The chat is saying they can tell you you have a southern accent.
No, I'm from Massachusetts. That is mine and David's nickname since did I tell you about killing Mike's plumbing last weekend?
No.
Yeah, we killed his whole house plumbing.
Also, watch about violent phrasing.
We pooped up his bathroom so hard his plumbing's dead. And he calls us massive two shits.
What did you do with our asshole?
Our asshole's fine. His plumbing couldn't handle American doo-doos.
Where's Mike from if he's not from America?
Apparently he has tiny little baby shits.
Oh.
It come up through the bathtub. It was coming out the shower and all of the drains. It was like a horror show.
It was like the slime on Ghostbusters.
And
Like coming out of the shower and coming up at you.
and they were like, well, it might not have been your shit. And I was like, well, I know it was because there were grill marks on the corn and we had been using the grill.
I dropped the joint.
There were grill marks.
I am not high enough for this shit. Warlord, I don't. Did you just now realize that we're in the US of A?
I try to forget. I live in my own world.
I was pretty sure. I knew Warlord was from across the pond, as they call it. I always wondered why he watched my show so much when I'm doing American politics.
It's an escape. That's why I don't go to American politics. I live in my own little world, and I just keep rewatching Trailer Park Boys over and over and over again.
Warlord, we actually are starting off in your neck of the woods tonight. Are you ready for this, Sparkles? I'm sorry. Okay, so you're gonna. This is the monitor I watch things on. I used to actually watch it on this monitor, but if I watch it on this monitor, it looks like I'm watching it on the stream. My face is pointing towards the. You see the thing?
I don't know which way my face is pointing. I still can't figure this shit out.
But you're going to hear from the Queen. So Boris Johnson kicks off the summit with plea to tackle inequality, but we get a cutesy moment with the Queen here. Are you ready for this?
You ready?
Looking as if you're enjoying.
Yes, definitely.
Did you hear her?
How's that?
Are you supposed to be looking as if you're enjoying?
Yes, definitely.
Are you supposed to be looking as if you're enjoying it?
Despite his appearances, the guy to look at is just over there. How's that?
Are you supposed to be looking as if you're enjoying?
Yes, definitely. If you could, we have been enjoying.
The fucking Queen trying to crack jokes over here.
I also enjoy direction. What kind of time am I supposed to be having? Please let me know so I can just express it and so we can get through this shit.
So this is the G7 summit. You can see German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Justin Trudeau. That's Macron, I do believe. I can't really see the picture here. Boris Johnson. That looks to be Joe Biden.
And there's some volleyballs in the background.
We are at Epcot Center, I do believe, for the G7 summit. This is in Cornwall. I don't know what the fuck in Cornwall looks like those golf balls.
Maybe they're dandelions.
The UK Prime Minister said it was vital to learn from the mistakes of the 2008 financial crisis and tackle the scar of inequality.
So are they going to burn themselves so that they can have a scarf and then remember it?
Phrasing.
That's just how I interpreted what you just said. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta do something like, are they gonna pull a Wicker Man?
I don't know what that is. Is there going to be some sort of admonishment?
I have no clue. Did you see Macron get slapped the other day?
Yeah, I like it.
See, that's why if I'd known you were going to be here for the whole show, I would have brought some funny shit to the table. Because I've got some pretty dry fucking news going on here. Did they already sentence him? Or like, was it one of those things where he pled guilty automatically? Like, you got me. I mean, I slapped him. It's on camera.
Probably like, yeah, fuck yeah, I did. Come get me.
I did point out they look at those sort of things a little differently in France. The government has a much more tenuous relationship with the people in France. France tends to break out the yellow vests and the combat boots pretty regularly.
I mean, it was just a slap. It's not like he got slapped to the ground.
He went back and was schmoozing with the people just moments later.
He wasn't hurt.
Have there been any fun gifs or memes come from that?
Probably not. I want to say I haven't even looked. There's been apparently a lot of memes about Jessica. We are live from some Nairobi news thing.
I have no
clue
clue what you're talking about.
We'll have to look at that later because I still need to. It's in my watch this shit thing.
Why
on my
didn't
phone.
you? Well, you got to send the link to me or something.
Yeah.
Got a 4-month jail sentence for slapping Macron. Would you take that? Was it worth it?
Yeah.
It was worth the 4 months.
I mean, it's 4 months, and I don't know about the state of French prisons,
Probably a lot better than ours.
and it's probably like, is it like the federal level, or is it like a little township prison? I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming, well, France is smaller. France is like a state, the size of a U.S. state anyway.
I mean, I've seen the Norwegian prisons, and they are way better than my apartment.
Yeah. The extras on Sicko, where he takes you into the prison, and the murderer that murdered somebody with a chainsaw, they put to work chainsawing trees outside the penitentiary.
Do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
That's what I was thinking. Good behavior, early release as well. Do what you want. Yeah, he probably won't even serve the 4 months, or he's on like 4 months of house arrest or some shit like that, right?
Imagine if they gave him during those 4 months like a job, like kneading dough and slapping it and shit. And they'd be like, we're just giving him his niche. Let him work it out.
There you go. That's creative ways to make people serve their punishment. So you would put him to work in the bakery. I actually learned that Alcatraz had some of the best food in the prison system, if not the best food in the prison system, because they had several people that had culinary backgrounds, great pride in their food at Alcatraz.
I mean, Ricky LaFleur was always talking about the food in prison.
France is roughly the same size as Texas, Warlord says.
I ain't never been there, and I'm not good with maps.
I would like to go to France sometime.
Well, my government name is from there.
We're not gonna mention your government. That's another thing. Like, one of the things that I thought was going to dissuade you from being on the show with me was like,
Well, I'm about to ditch my government name. As soon as I get like a new job, I won't need any of my certifications for a while, so I can switch over, and then nobody will know.
are you just gonna be Sparkles Lavendar?
Yeah, I'll go re-register my name.
Oh, I've thought about being Justin Freakin.
If my middle name's Murder, that's a real nice monogram. It's some strong letters.
SML?
Imagine that monogrammed on some towels.
Like, what does it mean? Like, does it mean though?
It's a monogram for your initials.
Well, I know
Your
that, but like,
stationery.
I thought it was gonna be something funny.
No, I just thought it would look nice. There's strong consonants.
Strong consonants.
I like them letters. We can talk about my favorite numbers too.
What are your favorite numbers?
I like 3s and 8s and 1s. No 5s though. I don't like 5s.
What
I don't
if-
like 6s or 9s.
what-
7's bullshit.
What did a 5 ever do to you?
I don't like them. I don't like them. Fuck 5s.
Okay, do you know what the big story is in the U.S. here today?
Fuck if I know.
It has to do with Trump.
Poop his pants.
I wish. No, apparently the Trump DOJ had actually been spying on, launched investigation into members of Congress. Former President Donald Trump has made no secret of his long list of political enemies. It just wasn't clear until now how far he would go to try to punish them. 2 House Democrats disclosed this week that their smartphone data was secretly obtained by the Trump Justice Department as part of an effort to uncover the source of leaks related to the investigation of Russia-related election interference. You hadn't heard about that? That broke late last night.
Again, I live in my own world.
On Friday, the Justice Department's internal watchdog announced that it was investigating the records seizure, and Democratic leaders in Congress are demanding that former top justice officials testify before a Senate committee. Now, we have Representative Adam Schiff. He was on with Rachel Maddow last night. Let's give him a listen.
One of the subjects of this story, one of apparently 2.
Now, if I set it up right, when you speak, it should make her turn down.
Now, Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Adam Schiff. Mr. Chairman, thank you for being here. This is short notice for you as well. I appreciate you making the time.
You bet.
What Mike Schmidt just told us is that your records, the records of your entire staff and the child of one of your staff members were all seized secretly by...
Yeah, they also investigated the families of Schiff and Eric Swalwell.
Now that the gag order has apparently been lifted on Apple and they were able to...
They seized a
notify you
child?
at least of
The
some-
records of a child.
Oh, okay. They didn't actually come in and take
I
an
don't know
actual
whether
person.
it was the
No.
full staff or not, and we're
Is the
trying to
child a person?
preserve the privacy of our staff members, so we're reliant on people who want to.
I don't
report what
recognize
they've
that.
Received. We also don't know whether it extended beyond Democrats on the committee to Republicans. I guess the Republicans are not saying, but we're obviously deeply suspicious of what the Justice Department was doing. More than that, this looks like a patent abuse of the department. Yet another example of the president politicizing, using the Department of Justice as a cudgel to go after his enemies. He would repeatedly attack our committee, attack me personally, call for investigations of our committee while we were doing an investigation of him. And apparently those pleas were met with a receptive audience at the very top level of the Justice Department.
Well, that was the whole reason he got Barr in at the Justice Department.
Even though there was no evidence to support a leak coming from our committee. And so, it's going to take a decade, I think, before the department.
And I remember them talking about leaks on like right wing, like Tucker Carlson and shit was talking about like leaking Adam Schiff and shit. Who's leaking to the New Yorkers? They talked about it all the time in right wing circles.
Covers from this politicization. I spent almost 6 years with the department. I really venerate the department, and it's heartbreaking to see what he did to
a long history of shadiness.
How difficult it is to rely now on the impartiality of the department, given this sordid 4-year history.
You released a statement tonight, and you spoke at the Times as well, calling on the Inspector General, the independent Inspector General inside the Justice Department, to look into this, to investigate this essentially as potentially the weaponization of law enforcement for political purposes. Can you explain to our audience, to people who hear this as kind of an extension of what they've heard about going after reporters' records, who may not necessarily grasp why this is a big deal, why this is something that hasn't happened before? Why is it such a big deal? Why would it be an perhaps unprecedented, at least very unusual thing for a member of Congress to have records like this seized by a Justice Department?
Well, it's, really norm within norm being broken here. The first most important norm post-Watergate is the President of the United States does not get involved in particular cases at the Justice Department, doesn't urge the Justice Department to investigate particular people. That's one very important norm. Beyond that, the President of the United States doesn't urge the department to investigate his political...
Yeah, Republicans do not care. And to get this message, like he went on Rachel Maddow. Why would he go on Rachel Maddow?
I think even beyond that, you have the specter of a president who is himself under investigation by our committee, calling for an unprecedented subpoenas for account information pertaining to members of Congress, to staff members, to family members, even to a minor child. And that is, I think, a terrible abuse.
That's a police state.
It violates, I think, the separation of powers, but it also makes the Department of Justice just a fully owned subsidiary of the president's personal legal interests and political interests. And that does such damage to the department. So it's extraordinary, maybe unprecedented, for the department to seek records like this of a member of Congress or staff of a member of Congress or staff of a committee, to do so in a partisan way, to do so when they're investigating him, to do so openly calling on his department. It's hard to express just how shocking an abuse of power this really is.
Absolutely. Now, another thing I want to touch on that happened today, and you're going to love this because it's a cop story. A Chicago police officer has been charged in the U.S. Capitol breach. He is accused of entering a senator's office, a fucking cop, a Chicago police officer. Does it surprise you?
No.
What's your thoughts on cops?
They do what they want.
A Chicago police officer was arrested on Friday on federal charges of breaching the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and entering a Democratic senator's office with the violent mob, later texting a friend that he'd knocked out a commie. Officer Carol Chesawick, 29, was charged in a criminal complaint in U.S. District Court in Washington with 5 misdemeanor counts, including entering a restricted building, disrupting government business, and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds with intent to impede a congressional proceeding. Are you shocked at what he looks like?
No.
He looks shocked at what he looks like.
He's astonished.
This is a photo allegedly sent by Chicago police officer Carol Chesawick. It shows him inside the office of Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon. Did you know they stole a door during the Capitol riots?
What are they gonna do with
Like
it?
a really ornate door. That's a good question. That's what Dave wanted to know. He's been stuck on the door. I think we might have mentioned it during the birthday stream.
Are they gonna reenact some Titanic moment?
Maybe.
I mean, that's what you do with a big ass door, right? You go float on it.
There was enough room for both of them.
Go down the Mississippi.
The 19-page complaint alleges Chesawick broke into Jeff Merkley's office with the throng that stormed the building and took a selfie, showing him grinning. I don't know if I'd call that a grin.
He's like, this might be my last moment. I just saw a guy tase himself in the balls and die.
The family disputes that. They say he didn't tase himself in the balls.
I got a lot of memes that say otherwise.
Yes, because memes are the authority on that issue, right?
100%.
All right. Do you know about the Secretary of State in Georgia,
I can only imagine.
Brad Raffensperger? Do you know what he's famous for? Getting the phone call from Trump pressuring him to find, what was it, 700 and something ballots? We just need 700 and something ballots. Georgia Republican Party passes resolution to censure the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. The party is meeting for their annual convention on Jekyll Island this weekend, where the divide over former President Donald Trump's role in the future of the GOP is evident. Trump notoriously disputed the results of the 2020 presidential election. We know that.
So is Georgia near the ocean?
A small slither of it actually does touch the ocean. Yes, and I learned something that day. I'm like, no.
Georgia's landlocked.
It is. Florida's all the way around it. And it's got South Carolina. I didn't know it's got its ass sticking into the fucking ocean. My bad. I'm not good with geography. Anyway, Brad Raffensperger's wife this censure happened about a week ago. Brad Raffensperger's wife today released all the death threats she's received. Now, first of all, as I've said many times on this show, I receive death threats daily. Anybody in the public eye is going to receive death threats. You probably do on Plenty of Fish, right?
No one has gotten to kill me yet.
And I pray and hope that it never happens. I'm sorry, I don't have it fixed up to where you stay on the screen when...
I fainted. I got the spirit.
Georgia Secretary of State Raffensperger's family has been receiving death threats over the 2020 election. The report says that Raffensperger's wife, Tricia, received a text message from an unknown person on April 24th stating, "You and your family will be killed very slowly." A week before that, she received another anonymous text saying, I probably shouldn't be reading these on the Twitch. I'm sorry, Twitch gods. The lost nuke off the coast of... Yeah, and I didn't even think about fucking Savannah. I've been to Savannah. It's sad, isn't it?
It's very sad.
Is it as sad as Ron Johnson being banned from YouTube? Oh, do you not know who Ron Johnson is?
I know it's real sad.
What?
Hungry I am.
You've at least got to make it to 8 o'clock with me. I've got a cat wanting to, like, tear shit down or something. So I'm trying to go through shit really fast because you're hungry. Usually I would actually talk. Also, the chat should tell Sparkles that we should do like a Sparkles on a Saturday or a Sparkle Saturday or something like that.
Sparkles after she hasn't been used up by the man.
Well, just because like you at this time you tend to want to go to dinner.
I would also like to say that my lunch was kind of fucked. I ordered me some chicken and waffles on DoorDash from the Superheroes place. I love superheroes and their chicken and waffles. And then DoorDash, after an hour and a half of waiting, said, "Hey, they closed." No, they're not. They lied to me, and I've been hungry.
Yeah, I don't DoorDash anymore.
Yeah, I canceled my Dash Pass immediately. I was so ill. I'm still hungry.
I have always advocated. It's a little bit more to go with the local alternative here, but I prefer it. I've not had a bad time with it thus far. I've never had a good time with DoorDash.
They hurt my feelings today. They fucked with me emotionally. They catfished me on some food.
All right.
They didn't just hurt my tummy. They hurt my heart. I'm fat for a reason. Food's the only thing I feel. Fuck.
Nothing wrong with it. I like food. You know how much I like food.
That's why I want to repeat. I know these foods that we're going to have, and I know they're delicious, and they'll fill the void from earlier. You know what I mean?
That sushi was amazing.
I'm only doing sushi and ice cream tonight. I'm going to fuck up my tummy so hard.
So we're ordering more sushi this time?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yes. Fucking crazy ass right winger. And right wingers are morons. All right, you're back now. Even your microphone cuts off when I do that. I'm sorry.
Fantastic.
Google's YouTube has stepped up its draconian censorship. By the way, this is the Federalist, a far-right website we're reading from. Has stepped up its draconian censorship of a sitting U.S. senator. The powerful video sharing company removed video of a speech given by Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. It removed a video by me the other day. I got my first content strike because I tried to stick a fork to my forehead.
You got to wait 3 weeks to be fully magnetized.
My apologies. We will try it again in another week.
Are you a believer in miracles?
No.
You know how magnets work?
Oh, fucking. We can't bash ICP though because they're based. They do really cool shit. Like one of them said some homophobic shit and their kid corrected them. They're like, "I'm really sorry," and like
my brother,
apologized.
You know my brother,
the one that's in prison.
Yeah, he has Juggalo on his back, and he has since he was like 13.
I'm just okay. So I want to make fun of ICP, but like they do really good shit.
Well, why they gotta be in them faces though, all scary and shit? I don't need nightmares.
I don't think they're all that scary, to be completely honest with you.
I'm not into that. You can ask my mom after she went to clowning school. Me and her had an experience she won't soon forget. There's no clowning around with me.
God damn.
I ain't down to clown.
I've got no. I will take up for the juggalos. So like that lyric. I'd never heard that lyric before. I come into a philosophy class, and my professor has it written. The thing about magnets. I don't know what the exact lyric is.
Are you a believer in miracles? Miracles.
I don't know if that part of the lyric was in there. But the fucking magnets, how do they work or whatever?
Because they're miracles, just like newborn babies. That's what he says.
That part wasn't on the board. So I sit down and I'm seeing that quote and I'm like, that's a really deep quote. And because my philosophy professor has it on the board, I don't have a stinger for Maynard. I've got one for Smokey. Smokey's usually the one that gets up here. Hey, dude, do not knock my bong over.
He's gonna.
But I'm sitting there in class, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool lyric. But then I go and listen to the song, and it's like, no, like, they're really asking how does magnets work.
And is
then
this
attributing it to God.
a miracle?
Yeah. Well, okay, so the thing about magnets, don't get pissed on us now. The thing about magnetism, like, I don't understand it. But, like, it ain't God. That was just my point.
We can do a science lesson on Saturdays. Science with Sparkles.
Science with Sparkles. I love it. It sounds like a great show. We are completely off track. Can we make fun of Ron Johnson now? Because I think we've got video here.
He's crying because he's got his video taken off. Boo hoo.
He got his video taken off, but now he's going to say some more stupid shit. I think this was on Fox with Sean Hannity.
Why is he granting these waivers to countries that are not particularly friendly? They're hostile towards us, and meanwhile taking away American jobs simultaneously.
Because he's weak. And, don't ask me to get inside the mind of a liberal, progressive, socialist, Marxist like President Biden, but what I do know...
I rebuke that statement.
Why is he...
Well, you know what I always say? He's the exact opposite of a socialist, Marxist, maybe a progressive liberal, possibly. He's a shit lib. For sure. Are you okay? Are you gonna be able to take it?
I don't know what I can't say no more. I'm just there's smoke gonna come out of my head and ears.
No violence. That's your only holdback. Other than that, you can say whatever the fuck you want. We're like, this is the most free platform ever. You just can't insinuate violence. That's the only thing they get mad about. Oh, and apparently on YouTube, medical misinformation, even if you're mocking medical misinformation.
That's what I was about to do, and now I can't do that. I was going to go pee-pees and poo-poos, and they're both gross, pee-pees and poo-poos. It's the same, and it's almost kind of like the same filtrate, because they come through the same... One's pee-pee, one's poo-poo. And neither one of them are something you want to keep in your house.
Just like Joe Biden.
He could be pee-pee or poo-poo. They're interchangeable to me. It's the same picture.
The corporate wants you to spot the difference in these pictures?
Yeah, the duopoly, they're twins.
Well, no. I don't want to get you confused here. Like, you voted for Joe Biden, correct? Like, tell the stream. Don't have them worried.
I'm not. I will not divulge on recordings who I voted for. But it definitely wasn't Trump. Definitely wasn't Trump.
Fair enough.
Would you like to hear about my Lord and Savior Vermin Love Supreme?
Please tell we had a whole sidebar about Vermin Supreme the other day. Please tell us about your thoughts on Vermin Supreme.
He's 4 teeth. And a lot of people around here don't have teeth. And there's also teeth police. So if you don't brush your teeth, you're probably going to go to tooth jail. But I don't think the teeth police have guns or anything. They'll probably just fight you with a boot on their head.
Okay, so
and I hear they're strong.
So most people, when they talk about vermin, the first thing that pops in their mind is ponies. And they're like, I figured you would be talking about a pony. Why was teeth the first part of his platform that you brought up?
Because of healthcare and everything else. I mean, what if he started making annual physicals, the law? Things might be different for us. I'm just saying.
I want my pony.
You can ride your pony to your monthly, mental health session at the local mental health and tooth emporium.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we're going to skip over that.
And he's going to take our guns and give us better guns. My gun needs to be cleaned, and I don't want to touch it. It's gross. You got to get this oil shit. Also, I don't have good dexterity, so I would like a better gun.
All right, do you want to skip ahead to the fun stuff, or do you want to get pissed off about a rapist not receiving any jail time?
I do that every day at work, thank you.
Well, do you want to rant about it? Would it be cathartic for you?
No, because I can't say shit about it.
But you just can't insinuate violence. You can say anything you want, and you can insinuate violence if you do it creatively.
I think they should all go to Carousel.
There you go. There you go. That kind of thing.
I too would like to go to Carousel at the age of 55 instead of getting an AARP card. Because I probably can't afford the dental work I'm going to need by the time I'm in my 50s.
Bill Hicks advocating for a sterility dentistry program.
Also, I had to beg to be sterile. I had to get cancer in order for them to take that shit.
It is wild what a woman has to go through. Okay, let's do this. So, did you see the video of the pregnant woman that had her car flipped by the cops?
I heard about it.
Do you want to watch the video?
No.
Okay. It pissed me off last night. Okay, so she's on the interstate. It's like a half shoulder. It's not even a full shoulder where she can pull over.
I'm just assuming that she had just killed a bunch of 4-year-olds, right?
No, absolutely not.
She had just decapitated, a bunch of people at a shopping mall.
Nope. She was doing 85 into 70. That was her crime.
Cops do that all the time.
I know. Okay, so here, when the cop turns his lights on, she slows down to 60 miles per hour. This is documented. She puts her turn signal on. She goes into the far right lane. There is no place to pull over because there is no shoulder. They're on the interstate and there's a concrete barrier. And as I said, like it's halfway up. Like there's construction or something going on, right? And the concrete barrier is halfway up, or it's just a small shoulder. She is a mile away from the exit because you see the blue sign with the 1 mile, blah 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 Taco Bell on this exit sign. We see one of those in the picture. She puts her hazard lights on, maintains her rate of speed at 60 miles per hour. The cop starts acting completely erratic, goes around to the side of her, gets beside of her, and is kind of like acting like he's gonna sideswipe her and shit. He comes back. He follows her for a little bit. We see the sign for the exit, and then he just kind of taps her on the rear and flips it right over. Now the thing that pisses me off the most about it is he nonchalantly got out of the fucking car. Didn't rush over or anything.
Did he pull a gun on her? I bet he did.
He did not pull a gun on her, at least. However, he chastised her and said, that's what happens when you flee. Now, multiple people have pointed out that in the Arkansas driver's manual, it very much details what you're supposed to do to feel safe.
See, the law doesn't matter. It's what that cop wants you to do in that particular moment inside his fucking head. And you better know what daddy wants or he's going to beat the fucking shit out of you.
Ooh. And there were no street lights. There were no street lamps on this particular part of the interstate. So once again, it's the middle of the night or later in the evening. It was nighttime. I don't know if it was middle of the night. But there were no street lamps. So of course she's going to wait and go down the exit and go to a gas station or something, correct? That's the proper thing to do.
Well, that's what a reasonable person would do, but what are cops?
The cop is still on the job. He was not charged with anything. I thought he should be charged with 2 counts of attempted vehicular homicide. She was pregnant.
Well, I mean, they can be charged for murder and still be on payroll.
He's still a cop to this day, isn't he? They still haven't had that hearing to strip him.
They're not gonna. Tear gas Tommy's gonna keep him.
The stream knows exactly what I'm talking about. That is the Officer Darby here in Huntsville that I've bitched about. Still getting my tax dollars after murdering a man.
I know. I hope they don't ever find out I'm a little depressed. They might just come take me out. They ain't got time for nobody's mental illnesses around here.
Well, this happened outside of Nashville. The same day that we find out about and we find out because she sued. That's how we had the video yesterday or the day before. This was in Tennessee. The cops pulling one of those PIT maneuvers multiple times to spin that car out.
Oh my gosh.
And bragging about it, by the way. Bragging about how they safely took out somebody who was fleeing from them. I don't think cops should be allowed to pursue people at all. Like unless it's like a mass murderer coming from a shopping mall or some shit.
Well, even then, have you seen the mass murderer from what was it? Here in one of the counties, he took a machete to his own children and his brother and his like mom and dad, and then they took him unharmed.
But I mean, that's the only reason that you should be in pursuit. That's what I'm saying. Like you should.
I'm
never...
just saying, somebody's got it back assward somewhere.
But I'm saying, like, not just like.
Or maybe they just like being abusive.
Well, yeah, they're sadistic. I think law enforcement attracts psychopaths. Honestly. All right, so here's some feel-good news for you. How about this? You'll enjoy this one. Teenager Darnella Frazier, who filmed George Floyd's death, is awarded the special citation by the Pulitzer Prize. Trying to get rid of the ads here. This is the Daily Mail, but it had some good pictures and shit that I wanted to be able to show. This is Darnella Frazier. Her citation from the Pulitzer Committee. That's her filming convicted murderer Derek Chauvin. This is her post from the 1-year anniversary. So I just wanted to give the young lady some praise. All right, now we'll jump to the fun shit, and then Sparkles and I can go to dinner. How about that?
Yay, food.
Okay, do you know who Morgan Wallen is?
Yeah.
Yes, you watch SNL religiously. You know exactly who he is. Do you know about the billboards that popped up in Nashville in support of Morgan Wallen?
Well, of course, I'm sure.
His fans bought a bunch of billboards, you know, to show that they're okay with racism. The hair care company that owns the rights to this mullet here has told Morgan Wallen fans to stop using their mullet logo on their stupid billboard. Miracle Flow says the silhouette used in a series of pro-Wallen billboards in Nashville belongs to them, but it does concede that the singer has a glorious mullet. Do you like his mullet? Politics aside, racism aside, do you like his mullet?
I don't like his mullet.
But you do like a man with a mullet.
No, I like a woman with a mullet.
Okay, fair enough.
I've been thinking about doing like a mullet undercut. Summers are hot.
That would be cool. Honestly. But your hair is like, don't cut your hair.
No, just nobody'd probably ever notice.
All right, this is a wild story. Warlord was asking about this earlier. South African woman gives birth to 10 babies.
At once? Jesus fuck. Did she survive?
I don't know the details yet. We're getting ready to find out. There is a picture of her.
Struggling to be a person right there.
A month ago, she gave birth on Monday. So now, when shit like this happens, this is like in vitro fertilization, right? Like this is like.
I mean, occasionally there is a natural fucking fluke, you know.
It does happen naturally sometimes.
Yeah, like quintuplets can happen naturally, like especially if the mom's old, shooting out a bunch of eggs.
quintuplets, though. That's different.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen. But that's
Gaussiame Thamara Gaussiame Thamara Sithole.
5 natural, 5 cesarean. Why not just all cesarean? Fuck struggling.
You're reading ahead here. I didn't even get a
Oh my god.
Gaussiame Thamara Sithole. Sithole's husband. It says they were astonished by decuplets. Is that it? Decuplet? Yeah. That's the 10, isn't it? Decuplets after scans only showed 8. They were only expecting 8. They were only expecting 8. What's 2 more when you're expecting? Of course, like, there were 2 hidden somewhere in there. One South African official confirmed the births to the BBC. However, another said they have yet to see the babies. A family member who did not want to be identified told the BBC that Miss Sithole had 10 babies, 5 via natural birth and 5 via cesarean section. Do you start with the natural birth and go, oh Lord, I don't want any more, just cut them out? Is that it?
I don't, because that would, maybe this story is fake. Because nobody's seen them, right? They're not. They would have to be in a hospital. They would have to be in a NICU.
No officials confirmed it.
Yeah, so, I mean, if they're not in a hospital, this is a highly unlikely story.
The Guinness World Record told BBC it's investigating Miss Sithole's case. You think that's a fake picture?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It does kind of look like that's one of those pouches, doesn't it?
She's like, give me a beanbag chair.
A beanbag chair.
Get me a moon pod.
So, most pregnancies involving large numbers of babies end prematurely, says BBC Africa's health reporter. Multiple births involving more than 3 babies are rare and often the result of fertility treatments. But in this case, the couple says they conceived naturally. Now, it's getting fishier and fishier, isn't it?
I bet they want to make me some grilled chicken. They're going to invite me over soon.
Miss Sithole, 37, previously gave birth to 2 twins who are now 6 years old. She is said to be in good health after delivering 29 weeks into her pregnancy on Monday evening.
That's just, it's like right at 6 months.
Miss Sithole said that she was suffering leg pains when she thought she was carrying 8.
She might have blood clots.
Her husband also said he was over the moon and felt like one of God's chosen children. It was a miracle, and he appreciates it. It's like what?
Having puppies.
I think we're staying in Africa for this next story. This is one you're gonna love.
Yep.
This is specifically a Sparkles type of video. You like elephants?
Yeah, I hope that elephant kills them. Is it gonna get them, elephant? Get them. Fuck you. I like how the elephant went back and goes, I'm going to get a further start.
Oh, you think that's what he was doing?
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to put some more into it.
Look at his face as it's happening.
The elephant lives there. That's that elephant's land.
I assume that dude lives there too. So you think he went back and got a running start?
Yeah, watch him. He goes, ooh, fuck you, motherfucker, watch. He goes, yeah, watch, let me back up. I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna get you. Look, watch, he turns around. He goes, yeah.
Dude, look like he's walking off.
No, he had a sassy strut on the way back.
I actually think the dude looks kind of calm, given the circumstances.
I mean, it's an honorable way to die.
Getting trampled by an elephant?
Mm-hmm. Like, what happened? Elephant took me out. Stomped me right back into the earth from which I came.
I never thought about it like that, but you are correct. All right, here's how we're going to finish it up tonight. We're going to go over to Japan, where a deer patiently waits to cross the road. I always end on animal videos. I like it. I hope you appreciate it.
Obviously, American deer need to talk to some Japanese deer and figure out their fucking life.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You don't like deer, do you?
They internally decapitated me back in 2013. I was in a semi-reclined position for 8 months.
I forgot. I'm like, oh, pretty deer. Oh, it's a great way to end the show.
Fuck that deer, man.
How about a bear? You want to end on a bear? Is that better? Oh, shit. I didn't mean to hit my microphone. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to send you over to Pack Theater. I think those are my friends.
You think they're your friends?
I think I hung out with them last week when they were in the hot tub after their show. But go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We will see you Monday night on the Troll Patrol live. So Sparkles and I can go to dinner. Sparkle's so hungry, right?
Sparkle's so hungry.